Good evening, and welcome to A&E's biography for Saturday, October 30th, 1999. I'm your host for tonight's show, Warren Corral. Tonight, we're going to look at the life and times of today's lovely bride, Kristen Lee Rattan, who also just happens to be my sister-in-law. To get a true glimpse into the character of Kristen, we went out and spoke to many of her friends and her relatives. And you'll hear from some of those people tonight. As a word of caution though, some of these people gave comments and testimonials under duress and may not be held accountable for what you are about to hear.
Well, I've known Kristen all my life. She is my sister. Kristen was born February 27th of 1972.
February 13th, and then Kristen was born February 27th, 2 weeks later, in St. Catharines. With a rather long and belabored labor for the third child, I would say.
Kristen's hair. Well, Kristen's got quite a head of hair. Yeah, I've always thought her hair was great, but yeah, it's always been a little on the wild side.
She did have the hair problem.
What hair problem was that?
Well, it was pretty curly and unmanageable, so it was kept quite short, much to her chagrin.
Kristen's hair. Well,
Go ahead.
Her hair was something like that, except it was a little bit curlier. Pretty much the same, though. And I used to call her Stinkins. And she didn't like that either.
We used to keep it in these like tight little ponytails like this. And when I'd have her at my house, like I'd let her take her ponytails out and we'd brush her hair out and be like this.
So she would always get teased about it because it was so big, but...
Her hair was big?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Big in a good way, I don't mean that in a bad way.
I always found her hair to be very amusing. She's got beautiful hair. I think that was the first thing that I noticed about Kristen when I met her, was she had this long, blonde, very curly hair. Back then it was like a rocker chick haircut. Really big, blonde, curly hair.
What happened, though? I remember teasing her about her hair. So I told her it smelled like eggs.
And yeah, she's had some nice dues. That's all I'm gonna say.
She had this white curly hair.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's really funny. She's always been not too pleased with her hair, and it's just wonderful.
Kristen has impeccable taste. And if I ever need advice on clothes or whatever, she's the one to ask. Yeah, she's always had very nice things. And
Well, I don't want to tell you about my first memory of Kristen. I want to tell you about a little incident that happened when she was probably, let me think. It's 20 years ago. How old would she have been? She would have been 6 or 7 years old. And it was after Sue and I had opened the flower shop at the Penn Center, and the Penn Floral had bought Sue's old Buick Skylark, and it was an old rust bucket sucker that Bob had made Sue drive around in for a long time, and then it became my car. And this particular night, it was May 24th weekend, and the kids had all been at my house for the afternoon, and we were going over to Bill and Nancy Mosina's for fireworks. And I said, okay, we're going, kids. And Kristen said, I'm not driving in that old car. I said, just get in there. Be quiet. This was your mother's car. Just get in.
Actually, one night we met at her parents' house for a visit, and I guess it was about 12:30, and the phone rang, and it was Warren. He was calling to say he got in a car accident with Betty, and everyone knows Betty's Kristen's affectionate name for the Buick that her dad gave her. And it was funny because it was about 10 minutes into the conversation before she actually asked how Warren was doing, if he was okay. So I thought, I wonder what that means. But not soon after, they both, actually soon after, they signed a 3-year lease on a new car, and I knew that this love was real.
I guess the thing that always struck me about Kristen was how she was very good at getting Lori and I into trouble. We didn't have to do very much, and I can't even remember the things that we did actually, but I
was swinging her around by her ankles in the small den, and I whacked her head on the cupboard.
and remember always thinking Kristen was quite an actress, or she was a very good performer. As soon as we did the littlest thing, she could just turn on the tears and go running to my mom.
She's not that emotional. She just is average.
I was at home one afternoon and the doorbell rang. And this woman comes running to the door and says, "There's a fire at Woodland School. Get over there as fast as you can." So of course I roared into the car and got over there, which is only a block away, and the school was on fire. And Kristen was running around outside in her bare feet crying. Absolutely panic-stricken.
This story is about Kristen's short and brief modeling career happening in New York City about 3 years ago. I guess we sort of persuaded her to check this career out and had her do a photo shoot with the photographer that we were using in our business at the time. She did a great job. I think she had a great time in New York, and I believe she does have those photos of the shoot in case anybody wants to see them for memorabilia.
When Kristen was younger, and still maybe to this day too, she can be a little bit bossy, just a little.
And was maybe a little bit on the bossy side.
You know, somewhat bossy. I think she's been known to boss people around, and I've witnessed that personally myself. I've seen her boss people. I think Warren's in for a big awakening here after the marriage. I think this is after the honeymoon. I think there's going to be some surprises. Let's just say that.
Actually, I remember one time when I had a party and she came home and kicked everybody out because we were just, geez, I don't know if I should be saying this. She came in and just started yelling at everybody and said, "Get out of here."
Just a little. Now, what used to happen was, like, she'd come down to my house or I'd come over here and we'd play, like, for the day. And this one particular day I was over at the Rattan household and we were playing outside. And suddenly it hit me and I just had to go to the bathroom. And I said, "Kristen, I have to go to the bathroom now." And she said, "No, you can't. You can't go in my house." And I'm like, hello, like, this has got to happen now. Like, we're not talking number one, we're talking number two. And she's like, "No, you can't go in my house." And I said, "Chris, like, I'm not going to make it home. Can I please go in your bathroom?" She said, "No, go at the side of the house." So I was, like, completely mortified. There's no way I could possibly do this. Finally, like, I had no choice, and then I went. And then when I was done, they still had their dog at the time, and she kept saying, "Well, if my parents come by, they'll just think it was the dog." But when I was done, she said, "Oh my God, it's too big. My parents will know it was somebody, not the dog." But anyways.
Yeah, some closing words, I guess. I hope you enjoy this, Kristen. It wasn't meant to be, as Mom would say, she said, "This better not be a roast." So, anyways, I hope that this is something that you guys will enjoy. And yeah, I just want to let you know how happy I am for both you and Warren. I think you're both just amazing people, and I think you make a great couple. And and I love you very much, both of you, and I wish you all the best.
We wish them all the best of luck in their new undertaking and hope things turn out well for them.
I love Kristen like a sister, and I couldn't be more happy about who she's chosen to spend the rest of her life with. Warren's a real life force, and she's definitely in good hands. So congratulations, you guys.
But seriously, I'm very happy for Kristen. I know she's marrying a great guy in Warren Borthwick.
Well, I'd just like to say to Kristen and Warren that I'm very, very proud of them. I think they're going to make an excellent couple. A lot of stability there, a lot of determination. Kristen's always been an interesting kid growing up. She tends to do what she thinks she ought to do, but she's done very well, and very proud of her. And I certainly wish them all the health and happiness in their life together.
Well, Kristen, this is it. This is the big day. And I just want to wish you and Warren a really long and happy life. And we love you, and congratulations.
Congratulations, Kristen and Warren.
Don't hurt me no more. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love? Yeah. gentlemen, this is Mambo number 5. One, two, three, four, five. Everybody in the car, so come on, let's ride to the liquor store around the corner. The boys say they want some gin and juice, but I really don't wanna be a buzz like I had last week. I must stay deep, cause talk is cheap. I like Angela, Pamela, Sandra, and Rita. And as I continue, you know they're getting sweeter. So what can I do? I really bag you, my lord. To me, flirting is just like a sport. Anything fly, it's all good. Let me jump in, please sing in the trumpet. A little bit of Monica in my life, a little bit of Erica by my side, a little bit of Rita's all I need, a little bit of Tina's what I see, a little bit of Sandra in the sun, a little bit of Mary all night long, a little bit of Jessica, here I am, a little bit